Hello, mudder. Hello, fada.
Greetings from camp. Marijuana. The coke is good here. The crack is better. I'm so stoned I can barely write this letter.
When we're back.
We are back from the Summerfield compound
K-Pound, y'all.
for another episode of Get a Load of This. I'm Jared.
I'm Ryan.
This Joe.
And we are surrounded by our family here on
and
Memorial
friends.
Day 2018.
How exciting.
We have Joe's bride. We have Ryan's mom and dad, Jared's bride, and my bride. And then
Let's get
a
some hellos.
shit ton of kids.
A bunch of kids we don't know.
Shit ton of kids in the pool. Some we know, some we'd rather not.
Some, if
we're
we
gonna-
could give away for
We're going to go around
adoption,
the
we
horn.
would.
Jane Ann, can you say hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hi.
Come on, Mama.
Hi there.
And Tom D., our veteran, our local veteran,
Yes.
Vietnam veteran,
Support
Navy,
the troops.
U.S.
Yes.
Navy. This is all about him. Say hi, Dad.
Oh, hey, thank you for your service.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it's all about. It's why we're here. It's why we have a day off. And, it's to honor our veterans.
It's the fallen veterans.
Well, sure.
Right.
But-
Veterans Day. We got another day
Right,
all
we
about
have-
that shit.
sure do.
And we'll do this shit again, maybe.
Why not?
Why not? Right?
Well, I don't know. We'll do all this.
The beer episode might have been a mistake.
Yeah. 6 beers in 28 minutes? That's a fucking idiot move.
That might have been an error in judgment.
Yeah. Oh, well.
But anyway, this episode, we are going to talk about summer vacation, our summer vacations as children, what we're doing this year maybe, whatever you want. It's all about summer. We
It's
got kids in
summertime.
the pool. It's summertime.
Oh, yeah.
So
Summertime.
summertime. So let's kick it off. I mean,
Yeah.
let's say, Joe, what was your favorite summer vacation when you were
Well,
growing
I never.
up,
Okay, so I'll hit you real quick. I never had a summer vacation as a child because my father worked all summer. You know, he was in
you were
construction.
slinging papers too, right?
Yeah. Plus, he had that. So my real good first summer vacation had to be with Mama and my daughter. We have plenty. We went to Daytona. We had a good time. Went to Gulf Shores before.
Right.
We've been to Cancun. But if I was to have to grab one with just the family as a kid, one year my dad finally decided that we would go camping with a family friend.
Yeah.
And
Do you remember where you went?
yeah, we went to Morelands Resort down in Vienna, Missouri.
No shit.
Okay.
I
It was
haven't
on-
even heard of Vienna,
Yeah.
Missouri.
Yeah, well,
Is that where the sausages are made?
Yeah, that's the invention of the Vienna sausage. Maybe, I don't know. They might have a factory there. I don't know.
Right.
But we went for the Gasconade River, and my dad is not a camper. He is not. He's sleeping in the bed.
Yep.
He don't want to be around water.
He's a
or-
glamper. He likes the glamorous camping.
So this was
Well, he likes the camping that
was this
he
an
doesn't pay for.
overnight tent and everything?
Right.
Sleeping bags?
Right.
Yep.
So he slept in our car. My
Okay.
dad
Oh,
did.
shit.
Well, I don't even think he slept. And he bought a shit ton of chips and about 35 gallons of Faygo soda. and then he got his beer and he just drank the
Nice.
whole time.
what kind of beer?
Stag.
Right on.
Of course.
Right on.
So
So what did you guys do? Did you stay in a tent?
Yeah, we stayed in a tent, and
Yep.
we stayed in their little pop-up, and it fucking rained. And the old man's like, see, this is why I don't go. This is why I don't do none of this
That
shit.
sounds like me. That's how I would be.
But we had a good time. We had a
Nice.
great time. Regardless of what he says, he had a good time. He
Right.
shit-faced watching us idiots be stupid,
Yep.
and it was a good time. But
Yeah. All right, Jared, what about you, man? What about your favorite, your most memorable? And I mean, not favorite. Maybe
Yeah.
it's just the most memorable. It may have sucked,
Yeah.
but it was memorable, and
Right.
it's something that's stuck in your head.
Yeah, well, not so much a specific vacation, but our go-to was every summer. My grandparents on my mom's side live in Tennessee in this tiny little rural town,
Yeah.
and we would go down there for at least a week every summer, if not 2 weeks. Our parents sometimes would even just drop us off, and they'd go drive back home, and we'd stay. My brother and I would stay for 2 weeks, and we would ride four-wheelers and just kind of hang out, swim in the swimming pool, And
Yep.
my grandpa had a wood shop, so we'd go in there and mess with tools and wood.
Try to
and-
cut a finger off.
Yeah,
That
basically.
kind of thing. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Let's see how many appendages we can lose on a weekend.
I'm a safety film now.
We'd go fishing and do all that rural stuff. So sometimes we'd stay 2 weeks. Our parents would call and say, "Do you want to come home?" And we'd say, "Heck no." We'd stay 2 more weeks. The next
I hate
thing
you,
you know,
Dad. Send me shirts.
we were there for a month. But so we did that every summer, you know,
Right.
from time I can remember till high school, pretty much. But
Yeah.
so that was, I'm sure we went on a real vacation at some point, Florida or something. But that's what I remember of summer was going down to Tennessee with the grandparents.
Right on.
Tennessee.
It's a good time.
Yeah.
Tennessee.
What about you, Ryan?
So
What'd you do?
I got a couple things. I got my favorite family vacation. I always got more. I always got extra.
Oh, of course you do. You
He's
fucking
got,
sub-tocket
Yeah,
motherfucker.
runners up and honorable
Always.
mentions. And
Yeah, I always got a little extra. But my favorite. I'll start with my summers when I was a little kid. I would go. I'd go fishing with my Uncle Buddy.
Yep.
And I mean, I was real little, and he didn't care. He didn't care what I did, as long as I didn't yell.
Yeah. I can see that.
I'd be down in,
Sounds-
in Jackson, Missouri.
That must have been hard for you.
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Or
Well, it was
it
before-
sounds like he had you tied up like he was practicing. All right, I need to make sure that the sound's not going to travel.
No, he would get pissed because I'd be like, Uncle Buddy, yell across the lake,
Son of a
Uncle
bitch.
Buddy, where we eating lunch?
You just ate, you son
Shut
of
up!
a
You
bitch.
just scared all the fucking fish. so I got in trouble a lot for that, but no, he taught me a lot. He taught me how to fish, along with other people who may be sitting here. But he taught me how to live rurally. I guess is where it's
Yeah.
at. So I had a lot of my young summers. I spent a week or two, sometimes two, maybe never longer than that. I don't think, but. But my favorite family vacation was Sanibel Island. Yeah, no, it's if you've never been, it's a great place. And
That's with your kids and wife, or
both.
with your parents? Okay.
Both. And so we went there twice with my parents, and it was one of my best fishing days of my life. I caught a redfish bigger than me. Not quite. It was a big ass fish though,
Yeah.
and there was some. No, fuck you, Dad.
That's about how big
My
he
dad's
is,
holding
right?
up about a 2-inch
2 or 3
finger
inches.
length. No, this thing was easily, it was about a foot. It was at least a foot.
It's about a 2-pounder.
No, I'd say it was about a 7-pound redfish, but they were out of season at the time we were there. And there was some asshole from New York who thought he was with the gaming commission, and he's like, "You got to throw that back." I'm like, "Yeah, I know, sir." But my mom, or I think my sister, was going to get a camera, so I got to document this shit. And not everybody had one in their pocket at that time, and but the fish lived. But this New York asshole was on me from the second I landed it until it got back in the water. That same trip, I also caught a stingray. I never
Nice.
got it on the dock. I had too much help, I think. Not that I would have done it by myself, but I had all these guys grabbing my line, trying to help me land this stingray, and the line snapped. But I got it to the water right outside the dock, and it was cool. It was, I don't know. It was how wide is this?
3 feet.
3 feet. It was a big stingray.
One
Yeah.
Joe Belly.
So that was a great trip, and
I figured you would bring up the pool.
this pool.
No. Come
The
on now.
pool.
The grease pool. You and your sister run down to the to the pool.
Shit. No, that
where
was
the help.
That was just a normal summer
yeah,
day.
that is just, I forgot we're on vacation.
That was normal. That was a normal afternoon for my sister and I. We were fortunate enough to live in a subdivision that had a pool.
Fortunate.
And that wasn't a vacation. That was just like what we did when Mom and Dad were at work. And we'd eat donuts or whatever Rebecca cooked for me, and then we'd head down and meet our friends, and that was great too. I had good summers. I still had good summers. I
had great
got nothing
summers.
to complain about. And but Sanibel Island was a great, and so I took my kids down there. We've been there once as a family, and they loved it. We didn't do much fishing. We did a little bit. We did a lot of shelling, but the kids loved it. I mean, they
I should probably know. Where's Sanibel Island?
near Fort Myers, Florida, on the
Okay.
Gulf side, about halfway to 3/4 down the peninsula
Yep.
of Florida, and it's just a great town. It's quiet. It's never quite got the touristy level that other parts of Florida have, and it's maybe it's old people. My wife and I went there on our honeymoon. We were there in the off season, and the only bars that were open were where the locals hung out.
Right.
But we had a pretty good time, I think, hanging out at those bars. And no, it's Sanibel Island. To anybody that hasn't been, head down there. It's a good time. Not too many of you though, because you destroy the fabric of
ruin the
happiness.
vibe.
So I'm leaving less than a week.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, where are you headed?
Gulf Shores.
Nice.
We're going to Gulf Shores for a week. And
Are you doing like a Airbnb or hotel?
well,
what are you doing?
So we're going to Nolans.
Nolans.
And we're doing Airbnb for the night. And then we're going to, I think we're going to check out the French Quarter. See what's up with that. See what all the hubbub's about.
Wear galoshes. That shit's dirty down there.
Yeah, I'm sure it
It's
is.
dirty South.
Yep.
And then hopping on Interstate 10, and then heading over to Gulf Shores after that, and then staying there and see how much alcohol you can drink down there.
Right
Nice. Yeah, so in our, the modern era, in my adulthood, probably the best, I hate to even call it summer vacation because it wasn't really summer, but so my wife's birthday is in the fall and our anniversary is in the fall, so we tend to celebrate things in the fall instead of in the summer.
Yeah.
So we went down to visit my dad in Florida one fall, and since it's Florida, it's almost like summer, so it felt like a summer vacation.
Right.
But they took us on a cruise for the first time, so it was a
fun.
Carnival cruise. Now, anybody that really knows their cruises knows that Carnival is not the pinnacle of cruises. They're kind of on the lower end, more affordable.
Well, they are.
They're nice, but it's affordable,
It's
right?
fun.
What is the pinnacle?
Oh, I mean, I can't
Disney,
claim to
probably.
know, but like Royal Caribbean and Princess and all
They're
the
better?
little bit more expensive
Princess
ones.
was the Love Boat.
Right.
Yeah.
But Carnival's awesome because
Yeah.
when things go wrong, you get a shit in the bucket in the hallway. So that's
Right.
awesome.
Yeah, it's a win-win for everybody.
Oh
is.
yeah, I said next cruise we go on. I so hope we get a blackout because I will get a picture
I
of
wanna
me
poop in a bucket.
shitting in a bucket outside my room.
Welcome to Carnival Cruise Lines.
Now,
I will leave it. I will leave this. Here you
now
go.
we didn't know any better, so
Plenty of
this was our
corn.
first cruise, and to us it was luxury, and this was just the way cruising is done. So it was nice, all you can eat, all you can drink. Well, you're paying for the booze,
Yeah,
but
you pay for the booze and
Yeah.
you pay for like soda even.
soda was free, and
On
well,
Carnival, it was
let me
$25
think.
when I went.
there was a soda card, I think. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're right. You're
yeah.
right. I think cranberry juice was free. You could
Oh,
drink
yeah.
all the cranberry juice you wanted.
Yeah.
So
Keep you
speaking of the bucket in your
I keep
hallway,
your kidney right.
but yeah,
what are you on your period?
I had a lot of cranberry juice. But it was a good time, And then we did a couple excursions where you get off the boat and you go
Right,
do
yeah.
something. Try not to get kidnapped. And
Which is actually an excursion. So we're going to put you in the middle
Right.
of
Try not to
Mexico.
get shot by a drug
Yeah.
cartel.
right.
And we're going to drop you off and just make it back to the boat.
And I think we did. We went snorkeling and swimming with the stingrays, and it was right after. What's his name? Steve Irwin got
yeah.
pierced in
Steve
the heart
Irwin.
with the stingray barb, and so of course we're all paranoid about that.
Right.
Nobody got killed by a
No, that's
stingray,
good.
but
That's good.
yeah. So I definitely remember that. Now we didn't take our kids on that one; they were pretty young at the time, but we've taken them since. But that was the first cruise we went on, and that was a good
I like
time.
cruises. I've been
Yeah.
on cruises. They're a
Yeah.
lot of
Never
fun.
been on a cruise. I don't like to be captive on a vessel.
You're not
Yeah.
captive. It's a big-ass island
No,
that caters
I
to
know.
everyone.
I know.
You
I've heard all.
definitely-
I've heard it all. I've
You
heard it all.
definitely are captive, Ryan. So I'm with
Yeah.
you there.
Dude, I'll tell you, it's the
There's some
only time
claustrophobia
I've
going
ever been on vacation where you're always on vacation.
Is that right?
Yeah.
You're never driving 45 minutes to
Yeah.
see a fucking ball of wire.
Well,
You're
that's what
you're-
my old lady does. She's like, we're
I-
going to go on vacation.
But you get to go see all that stupid
Well,
shit.
now
There's so many stupid things that they take you to go see, but you get to go see it in like these open air carts.
Right.
And the trolley guy is hilarious. They're always fun, and
Sure,
you have a
sure.
good time.
Now let me ask you this. So it sounds like you've been on a cruise, but so there were a couple times. You're on a 4 or 5 day cruise. There's not always going to be something to do, but
Yeah, no, there really
so
is.
There is, but there's times where you just want to lay down and take a nap.
We'll go right ahead.
And exactly. So I would lay down and be like, you know what? I'm tired. I'm just going to lay here.
Right, it's
And my
vacation.
wife and my sister and everybody else was on. It was like, what's wrong with you? Let's go do something. I'm like, this is something. This is what I want to do is sleep for a couple hours.
No, there ain't nothing wrong with that.
I don't need to go see a Beatles cover band playing in the
a 44-inch chest doing hunk of burning log.
But yeah, so did you ever get any shit for wanting to take a nap?
No, because
I do
CA likes to take a nap. So
See?
every time I sleep.
Every time I sleep before 11, I get yelled at.
So here's the thing. So she would want to take. I don't take naps. I don't like to do it. So because it fucks me up. So she would say, I want to take a nap. So we would send the little one to their respective play area.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
She'd go take a nap, and I'd go hang out by the slides.
Yep.
By the water slides or by the Lido deck or whatever, and just sit out there and drink beer and watch the people. And that's relax. It's not like I'm over there breaking rocks. I mean, you're not working.
So hey, let's hear from the peanut gallery here.
Okay,
Honey,
my honey, his honey. What was your favorite? Yeah, you're talking. No, all right.
they're giving us the shut it down now.
They are shy.
Signal.
You want to just tell
shit,
me?
mine ran off.
They can't
Shut
hear
it
you.
down.
Tell me what your favorite
Shut
vacation
it down now.
I'll translate for you. Well, you went where? It wasn't Lake of the Ozarks. That was son of a bitch. It was you went to Myrtle Beach, right? Myrtle Beach. Yeah, all right. Well, whatever. All right. Well, that sucked. Hey, Dad, you want to tell us about your favorite childhood vacation? Come up here.
Come over here.
Or come over there. Go over there on that
You
microphone.
got a mic right here.
Yeah. Go over there and sit down. Come on.
Come on.
Find the gumption.
Best summer vacation ever.
Ever. It was a year in Vietnam and 69. I was killing gooks.
68.
68. Get it right, Joe.
Apologize, sir.
All right, belly up there. You got to get right up on it.
Yep.
Talk right into the front of it.
Bring it to your face.
Yep.
Treat it like your prom date.
Get your mouth on it like this, and yeah, treat it like a prom date. As long as it wasn't my
Favorite
mother.
childhood vacation.
Yep.
Well,
Well,
went up to stay in this little country town, just like he was describing.
Right.
Did it 2 or 3 times. And they all sucked.
wow, that's terrible.
But you killed a summer.
What?
You killed a summer, right? I mean,
Oh, maybe 2 weeks of it. My grandparents went to bed early.
Mm-hmm.
My
Right.
brother and I stayed up there. And so we had to go to bed too.
right.
7 o'clock at night on a Tuesday.
7.
Sun's not down for another 2 hours, Grandpa.
Right.
I remember that same conversation.
Did this place have an outhouse?
Oh, yeah.
No indoor plumbing, right?
None.
Yeah. Well, that gives everybody an idea how old this place was. So didn't you have a story about a raccoon or something licking your ass?
What?
Oh, yeah.
That's the best summer ever.
I've heard. Yeah.
It was
When a boy becomes a man.
but that was in winter, fall. My brother and I
That
went
wasn't
out
summer.
hunting,
You can bring me back for the season
and
change.
being the luckiest guy in the whole world, he killed a squirrel with a .22. So this thing lands out of a tree right in front of us,
Right.
and then we're carrying it back by the tail. And he goes, "Oh shit, they're out of season. What are we going to do now?"
Squirrels were out of season?
You're in trouble now.
That's what he said. I'm 7. What do I know? I didn't have my pocket calendar with me. So I unzip my coat, stick the dead squirrel inside my jacket, and zipped it back up, walked back home.
Right.
It's not like we had to dodge a bunch of game wardens,
Right.
And we're coming out and
but we got inside, and I unzipped my coat. My mom thought my brother shot me. She beat the shit out of him.
No, Mom, it's squirrel blood. That's my promise.
I thought, keep that squirrel, because I might use it later. Never saw the squirrel again.
She probably beat Uncle Jim with it. Yeah.
Anything you can do to get your brother beat is worth it.
That's worth it. So some other summer traditions I like to do. Of course, I love doing what we're doing right now. The backyard barbecues, the getting together with families,
Drinking
and
like
that.
fish.
Yeah,
Right.
drinking like fish.
I'll be right back.
I love doing all those things. I love getting in the pool.
Checking the meat, by the
Yeah,
way.
he's checking the meat. That's another summer
He's on
thing.
it.
He's on it. But I like baseball, going to baseball
Yeah.
games.
Mhm.
That's a summer thing to me.
Mm-hmm.
Listening to kids tear up your pool.
That's right.
I'm into that. How about you? What do you like?
Yeah, I mean, other than a dedicated summer vacation, our summers for years have been tied up with baseball. Our son plays baseball, so we're just constantly either going to local games or traveling to a tournament or whatever. But we love baseball, so that's a big thing in our household.
Another thing I do now, I do it now, but I've
Mm-hmm.
been doing it since the old man was car shows. We go to car shows,
Yeah.
and that's a fun time.
Yep.
Get around, a lot of nice shit. And
Yeah. I think I might actually get the bike out for the Optimist Club show this summer. Or is it summer or fall? Or I don't know when that is.
It's when I'm on vacation. It's
Okay. It's
next
coming up.
week. Yeah.
Yep.
That's a good show. That's a good time.
Yep. My
If
son
I wasn't going, I'd definitely be there.
Yeah. My son has worked at the last couple of them because he was in the auto club at school, and so they volunteer their time
Yeah.
at the Optimist show.
I don't want to cause
I
any
might do that.
concern for you, but
You burned all the meat?
no.
Oh, okay.
Meat's looking amazing, but your wife was just taking pictures of my meat.
She does that.
I made me feel a little bit awkward. I'm
It'll
just
be
saying.
on Pornhub later tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, Q Hub. So, hey, Mom, you got any great summer vacation stories? What's your favorite summer vacation from whenever you were a kid? Turn that microphone around and talk right into the front of it when you're done eating. When you're
Finish those
done
chips.
chewing. Oh no, she's getting set.
Screw
she's
you,
about,
Ryan.
She's about to spit fire. Get on it.
Summer vacation as a child. It's probably just going down to Grandma's down in Jackson, Missouri,
Yeah.
being with cousins, uncles, aunts,
Yeah.
being out on the farm,
Yeah.
seeing things that you didn't see in the city, learning things you
Right.
didn't see in the city.
Right.
It was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And once again, reflecting back on good old Uncle Buddy who would teach you how to fish.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He'd do
And
anything for
if
anybody.
you caught something, you better learn how to handle it because if you didn't, he wasn't going to help you.
Well, he
Nice.
taught me how to handle a snapping turtle one time, and he was pissed. I pulled this thing in. He goes, "Well, goddamn it, you got a snapping turtle," and I'm sorry, and he was pissed. And I pulled this thing up at the bank. He's like, "Well, shit, Ryan, So he pulled out his tackle box, and normal tackle boxes don't have a 3-foot screwdriver in them. But this man, all he needed to handle a snapping turtle was a 3-foot screwdriver and a rock. So he had the screwdriver. I had to find a rock. He dropped it. He put the screwdriver through the back of the snapping turtle just to get the hook back because a 4-cent hook.
Yeah.
He was pissed about that. Yeah. But no, I tell you. Well, my mom brings up a good point that the summers in Jackson, we would go down there for family reunions and go to my Aunt Mildred, Uncle Buddy's house, and we'd have a really good family reunion and shooting bottle rockets at each other like idiots. My Uncle George, my mom's brother, sitting on a picnic bench because he was too big to move around and chase us with him. But he would shoot it right out of his hand. He'd shoot bottle rockets at us.
Yep.
And it was good times. And then cousins that I don't see enough. We go around to these little fishing holes. I mean, not even just a pool of a creek, but they'd have some living animals in it and dropping cherry bombs in there. PETA, I'm sorry, but dropping cherry bombs in there to blow them up. those are good. Those are good summer memories. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I didn't even think about that. But when we were in Tennessee, generally most of the time it would overlap with the 4th of July. And
Right.
so there'd be fireworks, and you had to find a county that sold fireworks. And
Yeah.
Yep, it was a good time.
Yeah. What else you got, Ma? Anything else? Drop any other gems on us?
Well, I guess the only other one that is memorable is when my family,
You're right up on it.
my brothers and mom and dad, vacation, which I'm sure they saved the entire year for, and we went really far. But in those days, it was really far. We went down to the Lake of the Ozarks, and we stayed at a place called Trout Lodge, and we thought we were
at the Ritz.
king and queen.
Yeah.
This one year, I mean, that was where we went off, and Mom packed everything. I mean, she didn't go down there and that we were going to the lodge to eat. She cooked. So I was like, how is that a vacation? But I didn't reflect back on that until now. When we go on vacation, it's like, yeah, where's the lodge? I'm not cooking.
Yeah.
But
Not
this
packing a skillet.
One particular summer, I have a brother who could always find trouble. And he managed to find it this one summer. And it was one that I don't know how my other brother and myself ended up paying for it, but we did.
Yeah.
And he broke into someone's boat,
Oh shit.
him and another friend that he met down there, and they decided to drink all the alcohol.
That sounds like my Uncle Pat.
Of course, they wasn't him who did it, and so they came back to the lodge or came back to our room or whatever. And the next morning, it was like you would have thought the mafia was coming in. I mean, it was like, who did this? And nobody knew who did it except my other brother and myself. We knew exactly who did it, and we couldn't give him up. But he finally got busted. So that kind of ended the lodge vacations.
Right.
I don't think they wanted us back. But it was fun. Other than that, those are my childhood memories. Summertime, our vacations with the adults when we had children.
Right.
Probably the best one was when we went to the Cardinals spring training.
Oh, St.
Wow,
Petersburg.
yeah.
But it was after we had been to Sanibel,
Right.
and my daughter had sunburned herself to the point that she thought she was really cool, and then we made her sit out in a Cardinal game,
Yeah.
and I think we ended up with her in the emergency room.
Right.
Maybe not the
Well,
emergency room.
Cardinal Red.
Well, she
got
was
sick.
she was a dumbass. I mean,
Yeah.
I love my sister, but Rebecca would, and I've made many mentions of Rebecca on this, that she would, like most people, will go out and they'll put like whatever copper tone suntan lotion with some level of protection. Not this dumbass. She put like Crisco.
Pretty much.
I mean, she'd take vegetable oil like, this is enough. I need to get a good base.
A little bit of country crock in there, and some.
And then she got burnt to a crisp. And then I remember at that Cardinal game in St. Petersburg before they moved to Jupiter that, she was puking, wasn't she? She had like sun poisoning and
sun poisoning, the whole bit.
Well, I mean,
So, good time had by all.
she had baked herself for a few days.
Yeah, that'll do it.
That's all I've got.
Yeah.
We did the spring training one year. My dad lives in Melbourne, which is right next to Vieira, and that's where the Washington Nationals used to have their summer or spring training.
Right.
So we went and scheduled it on a day where the Cardinals were going to be there in Vieira.
Right.
And watched them play the Nationals, and it was a good time. As, of course, it rained. It poured raining at about, 12 o'clock or whatever.
Yeah, every game you see on TV in spring training, it never rains.
Right.
It's always
doesn't
beautiful.
rain.
It's
Yeah.
sunny and 80.
It definitely rained on
Well,
us.
that's
But
how
it rained for 10 minutes, poured, and then we all left and went and had seafood or whatever. But
Right.
but that
Right.
was cool to go see a spring training game. I don't know. If you're a baseball fan, you almost have to sometime in your life, you got to go to spring training.
Right. No, I agree.
It's different than going to a game, just regular
it gives you a
season game.
different level of access to the players.
Yeah.
That I think when you go to Busch Stadium or you go to PNC or wherever,
Yep.
they got things locked down where you don't have access to the players anymore. And my dad, he's not listening now, but he would tell stories about back at Sportsman's Park going to a game and have the access to the players. Just being able to wasn't there a walkway or something that went into
Went over.
went over into the clubhouse, and the kids would line up, and every player, Muschel and Shane Dienst and Boyer and all these guys would line up, and they'd sign everything, right? And they'd shake your hand and give you a baseball. And so I think that's what the appeal of spring training is that it brings back that access to the players. Yeah. And, for guys that love baseball, that's awesome. I mean, the nostalgia of being able to just shake a hand with a ball player, I mean, it's unbelievable. So,
yeah, there's something about, I remember as a kid collecting baseball cards and reading those stats on the back of the card.
Right.
And, to be able to meet one of those players was just –
it was the pinnacle.
It was amazing. Yeah, it wasn't like we think of it now as adults where, you almost identify these guys are just guys that have a job and, they're good at what they do. But when you're a kid, they're idols. They're
gods.
Icons. They are gods. And so when you see that celebrity on the front of your baseball card in person and get his autograph, if any, oh, my God, it's amazing.
Yeah. That's the same way I felt when I was seeing the Thunder from Down Under. It was pretty exciting.
Icons.
Yeah. Icons.
Yep.
My dad, we would go to Old Bush 2. We would go to games all the time, and we would have access to the clubhouse. Not in the clubhouse, but he knew a guy that my mom knew him too. It was your gymnastics coach, right? Mr. Arbini. And he's dead. To the Arbini family, I'm sorry for outing Mr. Arbini, but Mr. Eddie Arbini, right? Yeah. But anyway, he manned the door coming in on the field level section of Busch Stadium. There was a door that led through where the clubhouse was, where the players would come up, and they would go out to their vehicles and mostly visiting ball players, because the Cardinals, they had a secret tunnel or something that they could take. They had another way that they could get out to their cars. But anyway, so my dad would always play the Arbini card, and he'd, hey, Mr. Arbini, how you doing? Hey, and he'd be like, hey, Tommy, how you doing, man? Come on in. And he'd let us in every time, and I'd have my scorecard and my ball glove, and we'd sit there and wait for someone to come up. And sometimes I had baseball cards because I didn't know their faces as well as my dad did.
Yeah.
My dad be like, he goes, oh, that's Bonds. That's so-and-so. I mean, he'd be like, well, that's Tom Mattingly. Mattingly never came to Busch. But he, but the biggest ones, I think, the biggest one for me was Tommy Lasorda. And Jack Buck, but Tommy Lasorda, and you remember this, Dad. Tommy Lasorda came up the elevator, he got out, and everybody swarmed him. And I had a fairly new at the time Rawlings baseball glove, and I walked up. I said, Mr. Lasorda, will you sign my glove? And he grabs my glove, and he's like, yeah, man, yeah, buddy, and he signs my glove. He goes, this is a really nice glove. This is a really nice glove, kid. And he handed it back to me, and I went on my way, but. Man, he was the coolest guy. Tommy Lasorda was, I arguably one of the best baseball personalities I met.
Sure.
Jack Buck was right up there too.
Right.
Shannon's really good, but Lasorda was right. I met Oral Hershiser.
Nice.
All through Mr. Arbini. Yeah. Who was my mom's gymnastic teacher when you were 8.
Yep.
You're a gym teacher, right, Dad?
No.
No.
No. It was just there for the girls.
Well, that paints a whole different picture, Mr. Arbini.
Mr. Arbini.
I loved that 88 Dodgers team.
Try to get on with the University of Michigan.
That's right.
So not for the weight room.
I remember going to a lot of Cardinals games as a kid, and it took me a while to pick up on it, but I realized after several years that we would go to a lot of Houston Astros games and Montreal Expos games.
Yeah, the lower market.
Yeah, and I was like, why are we always
seeing
the
teams?
Astros? Like, it didn't occur to me at the time. I was too young to figure it out, but I was like, man, every game it's the Astros or the Expos. And
on a Tuesday.
Only then later did I realize, oh, I get it. These are the shit tickets that people are giving away, and they call up my parents, hey, we got some tickets, and we don't want to go watch the shitty Expos this week. You want to go? Of course we went. So we saw a bunch of games for free, I guess.
Yeah.
But it was always the same couple of shitty teams. But, hey, you still got to go to Busch Stadium and buy some hot dogs and nachos. And
Yeah, I mean, looking
It was a
back,
good time.
I think we saw a lot of Dodger games. I don't know if there was any rhyme or reason to it, but going back to my childhood, it seems like I saw a lot of Cardinal Dodger games. I don't know if the Dodgers weren't shitty in the 80s.
No.
That's when we were going.
They
But
won in '88, didn't they?
yeah, 88.
yeah.
Yep.
But I mean, for whatever reason, it just seems like we saw a lot
Yeah.
of Dodger games, and this is the way it goes. It's like,
Yep.
yeah, I don't know. Who knows? The way the schedule falls.
That's because the guy from L.A. that was my friend couldn't go. That's why you
That's why I
went.
got the invite.
There you
Thanks
go.
a lot, Dan.
Nice.
Thanks a lot. I thought it was because he loved me for a second there.
It had nothing to do with it.
Absolutely no love.
He's like, "Oh, you'll fill a seat. Come here, chubby."
Yeah. Have a seat. You want a nacho? I know you want a nacho.
Yeah, this is going to cost me an extra $14. All right, I'll take you.
So I remember, and this is just an aside, but I remember when they were building Busch Stadium 3, Busch Stadium 2 was still up,
Right.
and they built basically half of Busch
Right.
3
Yeah.
right up to the edge of Busch 2.
Busch 2,
And
right.
before they knocked down Busch 2, they were pretty close.
Yeah.
So you could go to a game and just kind of lean out over the edge
Yeah.
of the railing
And
at the
watch.
edge of the stadium and
Yeah.
just look into this half-built stadium
Yeah.
and see all this concrete everywhere. It was really cool.
Yeah, it was cool. But as we kind of discussed in what was it, the first episode, I guess, that if baseball Cardinal ownership had been a little bit smarter, they'd have moved it up to where there was a little more
Right,
parking, moved
right.
a little bit north of the town, and you
Yeah.
could still have the view of the arch with East St. Louis in the background.
Yeah, there's something about that Market Street spot,
Oh,
though,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
really
yeah.
Well-
classic, but
They already own that land.
Right.
Right.
So it got a lot cheaper.
yeah, for sure.
It was a parking lot.
Right.
It would be nice to have that river view and all that, but hey,
Yeah.
I'll take it where it's
They
at.
still got it. It's a good view. We talked about, hey Dad, we talked about PNC Park up in Pittsburgh and how they got that beautiful view of the bridge, and it brings people into the makes people that watch it on TV want to go visit
Yeah.
that stadium, and it's not that it's a shame, but the Cardinals almost got it.
Yeah.
But when you see that parking garage in the center field,
You know what though?
Yeah.
You couldn't have people like out in kayaks on the Mississippi. They'd either drown or get shot.
right? Well, they need a motor to keep them going
Yeah.
northbound. I mean, it's just to stay against the current.
Maybe
Yeah.
getting eaten by 6-foot catfish out there.
Right.
Yep.
I heard there's sharks in the Mississippi.
Really?
Yeah. Well,
Maybe.
down near New Orleans.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, I could see
the
that.
Delta, the
well,
Mississippi
those-
Delta.
Those,
Well, freshwater
freshwater
sharks.
sharks,
Yeah.
yeah.
But who knows how long until they're up here. But here's the bottom line,
well,
kids.
North Atlantic buttholes. That's what it's called.
Don't swim in the Mississippi.
Yeah.
It's a bad idea all
It
the
is
way
a bad
around.
idea.
Yeah.
No swimming in the Mississippi.
Even the fish say that.
So did you guys ever have any kind of long road trip kind of vacation? Like you drove to the West Coast or something
Yeah.
like that?
No.
I did.
About ready to drive to Gulf Shores again. That's fucking crazy.
That's a long drive.
Well,
yeah.
we drove down to Florida, my parents and my sister and I, and that was a trip in a brown '86 Pontiac 6000 LE.
Nice.
Then my dad got a ticket in. Where it was he got not a speeding ticket. It was a parking ticket, and that parking ticket. Well, because we knew we weren't coming back anytime soon in that car, so he threw it in the back seat, and I stuffed it in the back pocket of the seat. And it was there until he traded that car. It might still be there.
He still won.
Nice.
it.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, that was a good trip. That was a long trip. That was well, yeah, we went down there in a minivan one time too. I think, but one of those trips was the Hit the Road Jack trip, and we were driving
That
through.
was Yele.
That was the Pontiac. We were driving through Georgia, and a radio station was changing its format for the masses. And so we happened to be driving down in the midst of their changeover.
And they just
from,
played that all the time.
So but they play "Hit the Road Jack" by Ray Charles.
For 24 hours.
Yeah, 24 hours a day.
Right.
But like every third play, they'd come in and like, "Hey, this is KTLA. We are changing formats, and stay tuned. And coming Monday morning, we're gonna have a whole new radio station for you."
That's how the Point did it too. Was Welcome to the Jungle.
Was that right?
When they became the Point,
But these old radios where you hit the seek button, or I think it had digital radio in that car. We'd hit the seek button and we'd go completely around the horn, and it'd come back to hit the road, Jack. And it was like fuck. And my sister and I were like, yeah, I swear to God, if we hear Ray Charles one more time, we're getting out, we're jumping out. But now it's a great song, and it all it does is bring back that memory of that road trip. But as an adult, taking my kids down the California coast is that was a hell of a road trip. It tested.
Your mom and I flew out to San Diego
and drove up, right? You went up the coast. You went up the coast.
Yeah, we went from San Diego up to the wine country and then back. And it is a beautiful drive.
Oh yeah. You know, we did the opposite of that. We flew into San Francisco, and then and stayed in San Francisco and for like 2 days, I think, and then started driving down, and we stopped at the Hearst Castle, and it was a great trip. But it tested every single one of it. We did it in an extended cab Chevy pickup truck. So you got 5 people, three kids, 3 boys, 3 teenage boys essentially, and 2 adults. And, it was rough. And then going south, you took the easy road, Dad, going north because you're on the inside. You're not on death's doorstep.
Right.
You're going south on that Highway 1. You make one false move.
Well, it was really okay because your mom was reading the map backwards.
So it all worked out.
So he was on the death road.
As we got to somewhere or stopped somewhere, she goes, no, that's 8 miles ago. Yeah.
Well, let me tell you something, Mom and Dad. They have this thing called Google Maps. It's on your phone. It's on your well, maybe not. It was the early stages. You probably could have had it happen.
It was like MapQuest back then.
Right, it was Map, they had something they picked up at the gas station. They had to fold up. No, but road trips are good. I mean, they test a family. They will make you realize how much you can tolerate.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
the
we
people
drove,
you love.
What's that mountain? Mount Rushmore.
Yeah. That was just 2 of you, though, right?
And it was Niagara Falls.
Yeah, into Niagara Falls.
Yeah. Huh. Sure. Oh yeah.
Well, it's
Definitely.
a lost. It's a lost art.
It is.
Especially
You're right.
if you're stupid.
All right. Yeah. Well. Yeah. She got you back.
That's right. Well,
where are we at here, Jerry?
we're at 42.
Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah, look at that.
We're at
did
the
it.
end of an era.
I'll tell you
Summer
what, the kids are out of the
vacations.
pool. You may have, maybe not noticed the difference in the sound.
Background noise.
There was a lot of stuff going on earlier, and we are back. We had a little rainstorm earlier.
We did, yeah.
We had to batten down the hatches here and cover up the microphones. It lasted about 10 minutes,
Maybe.
and but it was
Summer rains.
Yeah, and it actually we thought it was going to be humid as fuck after that, but it ain't bad.
too bad.
This is all right. This is a great day, and it's a great Memorial Day, and we are done.
Allegedly, Ryan has grilled some meat. I haven't seen it yet, but
there will be meat.
3 episodes in, we're starting to smell it.
Yeah.
No,
We
it
started
smells
before
good.
episode 2.
We did.
Yeah,
We did.
This has been painting the picture for y'all.
Yeah.
But in the meantime,
Well, we'd like to thank our guests for
Yeah,
joining us today.
Yeah,
well, some of them
everybody.
have left us. Some of them
Yeah,
have bailed, so
that's
they
okay.
can't say goodbye. And one of them never said hello. I just got the one finger salute.
But again, we would like to point out that we are doing this on remote on Memorial Day,
That's right.
and we are very happy to be here.
Yeah.
Support
and
the
thank you
troops.
to our troops and our veterans and all the fallen soldiers and sailors and
God bless our
all that
our
good
military.
stuff. And we hope everybody's having a great, or had, by the time you listen to this,
Yeah.
you've had a great Memorial Day holiday.
And you should apologize for everything you did today. You son of a bitch.
Yeah.
I know you got drunk. You probably said some things to your woman that you shouldn't have, so you need to go apologize to her. You know you did.
Right.
You know you fucking did it.
That's right.
So,
And Joe, someday when he listens to this, a few days, he'll apologize for your nipple being out this whole time.
the whole time. I just had a look. That's some shit. I'll tell you right now. I let my old meat udder out. You would be happy to see it. No hair on it at all. That's a bald nipple.
You wax it.
I take care of my nipples.
Yeah. Hey, so in the meantime, check us out on the social media stuff at Load This Podcast on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Send us an email, loadthispodcast@gmail.com. And, and make sure you subscribe and comment and
review and rate and all that stuff.
Absolutely. Tell all your friends. We're on Apple, iTunes, and we're on Google. We are on YouTube.
That's right.
YouTube. So check us out on YouTube. Check us out on Spotify, on whatever app you use to download your podcast.
And as always, fuck
Boner.
the Cubs.
We're on Boner and Wiener Wiener Wiener.
So
Wiener.
hey, I know a guy that hates the Cubs more than all three of us.
I don't believe
Spin
it.
that microphone back around.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Dad.
Cub fan over here.
Fuck the Cubs.
Yeah, fuck the Cubs.
That is our mantra, and
That's right.
so fuck the Cubs.
Until next time, I'm Jared.
I'm Ryan,
This is Joe.
and this is the family.
That's right.
They're one half your audience.
And get a load of this.